I'm sat in a very strange position because I woke up today with sciatica or whatever you call that.
Yeah.
So I'm sat in a very strange position. You can't imagine.
What type of position are you in? Is it like all fours? Are you in the missionary?
No. So I'm in my chair, but with one leg up, the other down, and half kind of sat to the left. Something.
So,
this is the only position I can be sat without pain. So.
I'm picturing this right now. So you sat down, you're kind of doing the splits, but you're on a bit of an angle.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Welcome to LeaksApplePro's introduction for this week's podcast. Welcome to Apple. What was it called again? The podcast? I keep on forgetting.
AppleSauce.
AppleSauce, and you can follow us on Twitter with AppleSauce Leaks. On there, it's a brand new account. We just set this up today, and we're going to be covering quite a lot of topics. We're going to be covering a lot of controversy which has happened over the last few weeks. We can go a little bit what happened. It's about 5 days ago? Well, I was in Dubai and I saw I listened to Jon Prosser's Genius Bar Leaks and the podcast, and I was listening. I was at the pool chilling out, and I heard you were actually featured on a podcast, weren't you?
Yeah, that's it, and I was crazy. I couldn't stop laughing. Actually,
Yeah.
But
that's the thing.
anyway.
It's because I messaged you about a month before we were talking, weren't we? About a few little things. I was asking you. I did ask you, are you getting your own sauce? And you went, yeah. Then we went quiet for a bit, and then I saw a post from you on LeaksApplePro saying you're looking for someone to help you with a podcast. I sent you a message, and here we are now, doing this.
Yeah, that's it. That was very, I'll say, functional.
Yeah, things happen for a reason, yeah. And the thing is, I'm BitValentine, and you're obviously a Lap. So you know the difference.
LeaksApplePro, the guy.
Yeah, you're the guy himself, and you run the website as well, which is LeaksApplePro.com.
That's correct.
That's right, as well. I run the website, which is BitValentine.com, which is kind of one of my experimental projects I'm building right now. I will explain in the future, but it's still very up in the air right now. So, what to expect from this podcast? We're going to cover what Jon Prosser said about you, which was pretty harsh, even to say.
That was, instead of Genius Bar, they should call that podcast Lies Bar or whatever, because that was pretty damn. I would say incredible. We'll cover that later. So, I'll say incredible.
And the other thing we're going to be touching on is Jon Prosser's leaks actually accurate? And that's what we're going to be talking about later on as well. Looking at my notes, we're going to talk about 2 new leaks from yourself, which is going to be about new iMacs, is it, or new Macs, and also new iPhone leaks. So stay tuned, keep it listening, it's all going to be spread across the episode. We're going to try and keep it as short as possible, so hopefully about an hour if it goes on later. Let's see, that's how it goes. This is a first dry run, as you call it. And also, at the end, I did a bit of journalism. I actually messaged a lot of top Twitter leakers, and I asked them about, obviously, Jon Prosser and also yourself, Lap, just to get the idea of what do they think about this controversy right now, because obviously with the accusations and stuff. So I got some interesting responses, and that's going to be towards the end of the podcast. So let's start with you, Lap. I don't know anything about you really, apart from the phone call we had about 5 days ago when I was in Dubai. I was a little bit drunk. Dubai, that was a bit strange. Very expensive drink in there. And I was listening to what you were talking about. I can hear that you were obviously upset, which, to be fair, with the accusations thrown, it was kind of like, what the fuck? But tell me about your history.
Well, I don't have really a lot to say. A student.
No, I know you're a private guy and stuff, but I mean, as in, with the Twitter account, how long have you been running the Twitter account for?
Yeah, but this is the thing. I was a student, and I created this account in July. So when I finished...
so it's 6 months old, your account?
Yeah, only
Oh,
6 months. I mean, sorry, not yeah, six now, all 8
oh,
maybe or something because it's 8 months ago. Like not a lot,
wow.
and
That's impressive.
yeah, because I was being told some things about. I mean, it was quite funny because before I started this, whenever I needed something like an iPhone or some headphones or whatever, I would go to the Apple Store, and the Apple Store guy would tell me, so we have this. But I knew that because of a friend I had that another thing better than that would launch next week. So I would tell the guy at the Apple Store, and he would get crazy. But
Yeah,
he didn't know because they don't know. So when I
obviously,
saw
yeah.
that Jon Prosser and these guys were uh, posting these things on Twitter, I said, why not? So here I am.
So you
8 months later.
go, and I know with Johnny's been doing this for like 7 years now and stuff like that, and he didn't really hit much of an
No,
impact until last year, and then especially
no.
with you as well. If you're saying that it was like 8 months ago, you got your own sources, and I have to admit it's pretty impressive with the number of followers you got. I've been on Twitter since 2008, didn't know how to use it, and as you can see, I don't
Oh,
have as many as followers as you, and even Jon Prosser as well. But no,
but I didn't. I didn't neither. Like, I just posted things
yeah,
that I was told, and this was funny because when you reached some amount of followers, I would get people on my DMs telling me, "Oh, I know this," or "Oh, I know this," and I had some problems because of that, but now it's kind of solved.
yeah.
But yeah,
The one of the.
but
Shall we move on to the first accusation from Jon Prosser?
sure, I
We,
don't remember like
Yeah,
which one is
I've
it.
got all my
I don't
notes
know if
here,
you
so if you see me pointing to the right, this is actually going to be a video podcast which will be on YouTube, and also it's going to be on audio only on like Spotify and the other platforms. So if there's any images being shown, we need to be vocal about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, people won't know what we're talking about. But no, the first accusation from John, from listening to it, was Lap, as in yourself, is not
Mm-hmm.
protected by the freedom of the press.
Oh yeah, that was the best one. I mean, I was laughing, uh, and I've got some friends studying law, and I sent them that, and they were like, "Dude, this guy is so funny." Like,
So
literally.
what does he actually mean by this? Because obviously I don't know law, and I know
Yeah. So
you're a student studying law, right?
yeah, that's correct.
Right. So you
So he thinks like in the United States you have like a thing called freedom of the press. So you basically can post whatever you want, and the government can't cancel you. They can't take you to jail for that. Like you can post whatever you want as long as it is correct. I mean, if you post something saying, "Oh, this guy is a rapist," and he isn't, then you're going to jail because you lied about him.
that's
But
slander,
as
though,
long as
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but as long as what you post is correct or legit, or you had good intentions, they can't do anything with you.
Okay.
And he thinks that's not a thing in Spain, which is quite funny. I mean, he didn't do a lot of research. I mean, as well as with his leaks, he doesn't do a lot of research. But we have the Spanish constitution, and its 20th article says basically the same. Like, if you are a journalist, they can't take you to jail for whatever you post or whatever. And in fact, in Spain, we have a thing that if there's a court and because of something, they can't ask the journalist to tell them his sources. And in fact, there was a case a couple of years ago in Spain where a news outlet posted something that the government didn't like. So a judge ordered the police to go to this news outlet offices and take all hard drives, all computers, all mobile phones, everything. And so this judge got suspended, and they had to pay this news outlet like €2 million or something. So
Well, that's the thing with
I don't know.
Spain. It's slightly. It is. What I've lived here for 12 years, and the thing is, recently in the news there was that rapper. He's currently in Barcelona. They're actually protesting and rioting a few blocks from where I live. You can smell fire and everything. They're setting things on fire. And from what I know about this, is there was a Spanish rapper. He mentioned about the king. He mentioned about the government, how corrupt it is.
But
and he's going to prison.
Didn't go. Yeah, but he's not going. This is the thing. Some people is confusing this. This guy isn't going to jail because he criticized the king. Like for that, he gets a fee that most likely he won't have to pay. He is going to jail because this was quite funny. In a court about I think he did. They called a witness to tell the judge what he saw, and this guy kicked him in the court.
What?
Yeah, that was like when this witness was talking, he went there and kicked her, and he got a 2 years prison sentence for that. Wow. So he's not going to jail because of that. He's going to jail because he kicked a couple persons. He also kicked a cameraman like a couple years ago.
So the press is twisting it to say because he raps.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the press is twisting it. So we have like a lot of people out there burning the streets and whatever. And if freedom of the press didn't exist, like the press would be in big trouble because they are unintentionally causing this, but they won't be harmed or taken to a court or whatever because there's freedom of the press in Spain.
There's about 200 people right now setting fires, they're robbing stores.
I've seen that.
It's pretty scary. I was walking out to the supermarket today, I could smell smoke, and that's how close it is to my apartment. And it is scary, and especially in Catalonia with the riots over the last few years, it's pretty crazy. But going back to the first question, the freedom of press does not exist. It does exist in Spain, but in a separate way.
Yeah, John, if you listen to this, which you probably are, just go to the internet and just look Spanish Constitution, 20th article, and read that. It's in English also, so just read that, and you're fine. Don't worry.
Okay. Good answer with that. The next thing John said was he's calling you sketchy for selling stuff. Obviously, he said selling leaks is illegal. Is it legal?
No. Actually, no.
Okay.
At least in Spain. I mean, I don't care about the law in the U.S. because I'm in Spain. So, I mean, the U.S. I don't care about the U.S. government.
But the thing is, the leaks itself, when they say selling it, it was like a subscription base, which was Patreon, I think it was, you mentioned.
With the Patreon. And, like, half of the news outlet in Spain, they charge you to read the articles. And sometimes they talk about leaks, about the government or whatever, and they've never gotten into jail. So, I don't know how is the law in the United States, but I don't care. I mean, I care about the law here, and here is completely legal, so...
Okay.
Just...
But that's the thing, it's, I'm playing devil's advocate here. No, I love Jon Prosser. I love his stuff. You know, he opened my eyes to leaks. I'm even wearing his T-shirt right now. You can't see it because you can see I'm recording. I am a fan. I'm not going to lie. I've been following him for over a year. I love what you're doing as well. So I have to say, totally neutral. Obviously,
but
raise the questions.
Talking about your T-shirt, John said I'm sketchy because I sold things. And I mean, did he give you that as a present, or did he?
No, I bought it from his merch store.
So he's also sketchy, I guess. Because
I kind of The thing is, if you're selling leaks, and then obviously the reason why you watches FPT is for entertainment purposes. It's great when you're high, especially when you're on the toilet as well. And I remember I was watching him and he was having trouble because his channel got hacked. I think it was. It was down for a few weeks, and then he came back. He's like, "Look, guys, I've lost all my ad revenue, all that type of stuff." And I felt sorry for the guy, so that's why I bought the T-shirt to show my support. And luckily, he got it all back and stuff. But like you're saying, it's the same, really. Yeah,
I'm really fine with it. I mean, I as long as what you're doing is legal. I mean, I'm selling phone accessories and you're selling T-shirts. That's fine. I mean, you're not forcing people to buy that.
Yeah.
So I don't know why is it sketchy. But if I'm sketchy, then he's sketchy because
I suppose,
he's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about Patreon because you had a Patreon account, but you don't use it now. Am I correct? Or?
Oh no, I deleted that. Of course, I because some people bought like more than 1 month, so I waited until all subscriptions got ended. Because like Patreon was keeping like way too many money. Like some months I would make $100 and they would keep 60 for themselves. And I was like, dude, I mean, I know it's your platform.
60% commission.
60%.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I got to Patreon, I joined because they said we have a commission of around 3 or 5%. And dude, I mean, I have proofs of all that. I have proofs of mails to Patreon saying, "Oh, this month you got this." And when you went to my PayPal account, I got instead of 80, I got 35, or instead of 120, I got 70.
Patreon sketchy then, by the sounds of it. Instead of using Patreon, have you thought of using OnlyFans?
Oh, I don't, because now that is a very weird place.
I actually manage quite a few accounts on OnlyFans. With a few of my other businesses, and one day I'll be on OnlyFans if I really need to. But no. So Patreon is no more.
No
more.
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, you tried it. It didn't work out. You're moving on. So now, obviously, you're a student.
Yeah.
University isn't cheap. So obviously, everyone needs to make money, and especially with the sponsors of Jon, he needs to pay his bills, like as he says now that he has to pay his bills on his channel. Everyone needs to make money. So if you're spending time producing stuff, obviously, like even today, it's like my team, my marketing agency, has been working a lot around the clock to create what we've got today with the branding, the logos, all that type of stuff. It's cost me money, but I'm not. I'm not bothered about this. That's the thing. But
this is what I tell people. Like, these things aren't free. Like, when I started with this, I thought Twitter was like a very friendly place or whatever. But as I was all day on Twitter, I ran out of data like every week or so. So I had to pay for like an unlimited data thing. That costs money, and that money is going to Twitter. So why is it bad that I look for a way to compensate that? Like, I don't know. He's doing the same thing, and I respect that. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's the thing is, if you're getting sponsored, especially on the podcast, because I know on the Genius Bar, he's looking for a sponsor right now, LPT. I'm not going to lie, I might be sponsoring a couple of his episodes with one of my other businesses as well. And the thing is, his audience is kind of what I'm going to be building in the future, which is great. But the thing is, everyone needs to make money. And the thing is, if you've got a platform and you've got viewers, no, you're stupid. If you're not going to make money out of this, there's no point. And like I said before, you're a student. You need to pay the money. You need to pay your tuition. No, it's not cheap.
Yet show me a single person that, like, with a big amount of followers, that is not making money of it. Like, tell me just one.
I have no idea, to be fair.
You won't find it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't see the problem here. Because, he's making money, like everybody else. So, I don't see the problem.
Yeah, one of his other accusations, I listened to the podcast over and over, he said about the MagSafe charger branded as Lab. Is it AliExpress? Obviously, it is a question.
Yeah, that was quite funny. Like, everything's managed through a Spanish company because the Spanish government's really I mean, they care a lot about taxes, and so you gotta make everything legal. So, no, it is not what you say, John. Say, I mean, you can just stop. I mean, you can keep throwing things into the air, like throwing things to the wall and see what sticks, but that's not gonna work because I like doing things legal. So.
Okay. We're up to now leaks. You got 2 leaks to share with us today. The first one's about Macs.
Yeah, that's
I don't know anything about this, so this is news to me as well. So I'm excited.
I've been saving. If people, I mean, if I haven't posted a lot about anything this week, it's because I've been saving things for this. So let's talk about Macs because it's gonna be quite funny. We were expecting like iMacs in March and then a 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1X chip, but WWDC, that's not a thing anymore. Like everything's going to October, November, December. That's it. So we're going to see all Macs there, and now we're going to see basically iPods, AirTags, and I've heard about AirPods 3 and AirPods Pro 2. But I guess those will be press releases because they are very super nice thing.
So the AirPods Pro 2, bollocks. I bought my wife AirPods just literally a week ago. So there's going to be a newer version of it, basically.
No, but I'll tell you, I bought AirPods Pro a month ago, knowing that AirPods Pro 2 would release in this month or next month or whatever, because the way it isn't worth it. Like it's going to be just the same thing, same battery, same everything, same sound. It's going to be more like the change between AirPods 1 and AirPods 2.
Which was the wireless charging case, basically.
Yeah, it's like, you got a wireless charging case and you got to pay €50 more for that. Like, no. So AirPods Pro 2 is going to be the same thing, maybe a bit more battery life and better connectivity, maybe, I don't know how, but that's it. It's not going to be something revolutionary. I've heard some things about it redesigned, everything. No, that's going to be for AirPods 3. AirPods Pro 2 is going to be just an upgrade.
Right, so you said the new Macs with the M1 chip is not going to be announced anytime soon. It's going to be towards Q4, basically.
The earlier you will see one is in October. I mean, maybe not September, maybe September, but I'm not quite sure about that. I would say October.
Yeah. This is what I'm holding off for. I'm using the Mac Mini M1. I'm not going to lie, love it. Been great. So I'm just waiting for the next thing, and if it's going to be the iMac,
I don't really. I really like spending a lot of money on things. So I got a 2011 Mac Mini, opened it, and changed the RAM, upgraded from 2 gigabytes to 8, changed the hard disk for an SSD.
You are a student.
And now it's running pretty damn good. Like, to be honest, for the things I do, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, I don't need anything else than that. And this cost me like €150. So.
Hey, it is what it is. If it works, it works. So you're not doing any streaming. You're not doing anything big.
Just Word and Excel and Internet. That's it.
Yeah, like with my.
In fact, I spend. This is quite funny when I tell my family. They get mad at me because I spend twice the price of my computer in HomePod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I really like music. So I spend a lot of money in music thing. Like in the past year, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headphones.
Okay.
And three speakers. I've got a HomePod Mini that this was quite funny because at first I bought a HomePod Mini, then realized it didn't have bass. So like bass, sorry.
Really?
So I just,
no, you said it right. Bass. It is bass.
Oh, bass. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm Spanish. Like things happen. Anyway,
it's like Wi-Fi. You say Wi-Fi. It's like
we say that. That looks weird. But it was funny. The other day I was in an interview and there was this guy that told me but you are in Spanish. And I was like, why? He told me Spanish don't know English at all. He told me, like, you only know French. Why French? I mean,
No, that's the thing. I've lived in Spain for over 12 years now. I tried to learn Spanish. I am good with languages, but computer languages. And the thing is, what I've noticed in Spain is, especially in the big cities, is that you go into a supermarket and you'll say, you learn a bit of Spanish, you say, ¿Dónde estás mis albóndigas? Or like, that's where my meatballs.
yeah.
Where are the meatballs? And they respond to you in English. So you kind of try and learn Spanish, but then the Spanish speak to you in English. And this is why I got so lazy.
Yeah.
Is that when you see that you're trying, they just say, it's all right, speak English. And this is why I don't speak Spanish. And it's
Yeah.
a bit stupid.
But English people usually have problems with Spanish regarding the genders of things.
We
Because
can't
in
roll our
English-
tongues as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah, and when people tell me, "Oh, Spanish is very difficult," I say, "Try to learn German," because I'm learning German, and it's. I mean, if you think Spanish is difficult, then go to
German's
Germany
easy,
and tell
mate.
me.
German's easy. You just
No,
shout. You just
it's-
shout. It's like, yeah, nine.
Whatever. Like,
No.
but I mean, I can barely speak German, but I'm learning. And this is and when this guy told me, "Oh, but you only know French," and I was like, "Dude, French is from France, not
Yeah.
for." So that's the actual thing. And we have this happened to my mom a couple because the thing you told me, like you go to supermarket, you speak in Spanish, and they answer you in English. That can be frustrating quite a few times. Like my mother told me, like 5 or 6 years ago, when she went to France, they told her like she was trying to ask for a coffee in French, and the waiter answered her in Spanish, and she was trying to speak in French, and the waiter kept answering her in Spanish, and my mom got very, very angry. I was like, "What happens with my French? Why are you?"
You're not the only one. Being English, we hate the French. I mean, I don't hate the French. It's kind of like a stereotype that we have.
I mean, I don't hate French, but I treat them with a little bit of.
You kind of have to. You need a little space. It's like what I always hear, or most of the time, is that when you try and speak French,
Yeah.
learning French to a Frenchman, they will
Yeah.
just shoot you down if you mispronounce something or you don't do so. They really get frustrated.
Yeah.
And
I'm
not saying
yeah,
everybody. This is just stereotyping, basically.
Yeah, but I have problems when I get orders like from a store from France. I have this problem where their addresses are a mess. So I have to spend like 15 minutes for every French order trying to find where do I have to send that. Because I look for, I mean, they send me the name of their street, I look for that street, and Google says that street doesn't exist. Either a zip code, I look for that zip code, and the zip code doesn't exist. And I have to spend like 20 minutes every order to look, where do I have to send this?
Wow.
Like, I can't.
That's not good.
But, yeah, that's not good. And I got a French guy telling me, I didn't get my order. And I was like, okay, let me check the tracking. And the tracking said it was delivered. And this guy told me, oh, but I didn't get it. And I told him, have you checked your address, like the address you placed the order with? And he told me, oh, yes, but this is from a different kind of address method we have here in my local village. And I said, dude, I don't know your local village.
Yeah. Go to
But
the
anyways,
post office.
and I had to send him a new thing. I mean, I'm fine. The mistake was his mistake, but anyways.
But no, that's the thing. It's like if it's like I know in England we just have a street name, the number,
Yeah, I mean,
the town, the city,
yeah.
the postcode, and that's it. In Spain, it's a little bit different. You go street name, and then you have to say the piso, that's the floor, and then the apartment name separately, and then you just say like Barcelona, and then zip code. It's slightly different.
Yeah, but French is the worst because, like, literally, if I send you addresses of orders of mine, you look at for them on the internet, and they literally don't exist.
That's crazy.
It's difficult.
If I was you, just to delete any orders from France to save this problem in the future.
I put like a very big red banner on top. If you're from France, like get out of here. We don't want you.
Right.
Should
we? Macron, the Prime Minister of France, might be listening to this podcast right now. Is there anything that you want to say to him? Sort your postcodes out. Sort your fucking address out, and
yeah, that's it.
Just boycott France. Let's start a new hashtag. Boycott France.
Yeah, I tell him, okay, dude, Macron, come here, order one of my things.
Yeah.
Let's see if you get it.
Order my MagSafe.
Yeah, like order my. How Jon Prosser would say, order my 20 cents MagSafe for my iUpdate.
If it's 20 cents, I'm gonna buy 200 of you. Yeah.
No, but like Jon Prosser, like he thinks like everything in my store is like 20 cents.
Spain, John, if you're listening to this, Spain is not cheap, seriously, and the taxes are high.
It's not cheap, like, at all.
Yeah.
John, in fact, an iPhone 12 Pro in the United States costs $1,000, $999 again. And here, like, the same base model in dollars, it's like $1,400.
Yeah.
So, Spain isn't cheap. So,
I know in America it's slightly different though, because I know with the prices that you see is without tax.
Yeah,
but every state has their own tax, and some of them 5%, 20%.
Yeah, but still, like, tax isn't $400.
Yeah.
But anyways,
the best place for tax, what I found, especially flying to Dubai. First time in Dubai, great. The reason why I was there, I was setting up a new business. I'm now a resident of Dubai, which is perfect. I thought Spain was bad with the bureaucracy and stuff, with Mañana, as we call it. Dubai's like next week. So you ask a question, it goes, yeah, and then you expect a week to get responded. And I had to stay an extra 6 days. My wife did not like it, because I've got a newborn baby as well. I had no choice, but it's just crazy. Yeah, Spain is bad. Dubai's even worse.
I once went to Dubai. And I made a very big mistake. I mean, I'm late. I thought I could go to jail because of that. Because I went to a place like that sold burgers and everything, and I asked for a pork burger, and they told me no.
Yes, but probably chop your arm off for that type of thing. But no, it's great.
But I mean, they understood I was a tourist, and
they just laughed it off.
But at that moment, I thought, I'm going to jail here. I'm not going to see my family ever again.
Do you know what I know? In fact, don't quote me on this, but it's around about 80 to 90% of people that live in Dubai are expats. So, there's not many locals. So this is what I found, which is very strange. And the tax for everything in Dubai is 5%. And this is why tech is so much cheaper. I literally bought a new Apple Watch. I got the new charger from Samsung. I got a new case for my Galaxy Fold 2. I just went nuts there. I even bought my wife a new AirPods Pro. I just went crazy, and just how much cheaper it is in Dubai compared to here. But hopefully, I'll be.
But then you go to a hotel and you got to pay $10 for you.
Well, that's the thing. Because of COVID, I was staying in a Palm hotel. Do you know the Palm, the Big Islands? Yeah. I was staying there for 80% cheaper. It should be around about €400 a night, which is, I think it's around about, what's that in dollars? $450 probably a night. Yeah. I went with my business partner. We had breakfast, we had dinner included, and it was $140, I think it was, a night in a 5-star hotel on a Palm. Yeah, beer was expensive. You're looking at $9 for a small can of beer, but yeah. Apart from that, just no pork, no bacon. But I did try. I tried one night. It was crazy. I was in a Brazilian restaurant, and they had happy hour, which was buy one get one free. And as me being British, and also my business partner's British as well, we like to have a drink from time to time. And the buy one get one free was for an hour, and we drank a lot. And still with the buy one get one free, it was expensive. And then the guy came over, and he was like, I think it was from, like Kazakhstan or something like that. And he was like, we're doing a deal today. It's a lads only deal. It's all you can eat buffet, steaks, everything, and it's 199 AED, which wasn't much. It was around about 50 euros each, or you can eat. And he even said, we'll give you unlimited alcohol for an hour. But it had to be Caparinas.
When you're having a British guy, that's not a good thing for the business.
Well, my business partner, he likes to have a drink. For me, it's like, I like to drink.
But I'm saying, if you have a restaurant and you tell a British guy, I'll give you free unlimited alcohol, you're having problems.
But that's the thing. I've learned my lesson with this. I own a bar, I own a restaurant as well. And the thing is, I used to go to my bar, and when you're getting free alcohol, it gets to a point where you need to stop drinking because it's not fun.
You can't give free alcohol to Spanish people either.
Spanish can't drink. No, it's like you have 2 pints and you want to fight everybody. And but no, go back to Dubai. No, it's great. It's definitely the future. I'm going to be going back a lot more. I'm going back next month to finalise things.
Yeah, I want to go back soon. That was like a very nice place.
I might do a podcast at some point over there, but no, it's I'm meeting so many big people and going into investment now, so there's going to be some pretty big people. I do a lot with celebrities as well and big brands. I've got NFL players that I currently manage, NBA players, actors, famous comedians, especially in America. I can't say who because obviously it's under NDA with this stuff, but this is where things are growing, and it's going to be interesting. I'll be able to reveal some things more in the future with this, but yeah, it's Dubai is lit, as they say. Let's move on to more accusations from Jon.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm being devil's advocate here. I love you, Jon. What he said was 0% of LAP has not been accurate. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I mean, Jon, you better get money from YouTube, because if you need to do a maths thing, you're not good. That's not going to work for you.
So yeah, when he says 0%, it means that nothing that you say is real.
Like literally nothing. Like nothing. that can't be a thing. If my track record really was 0%, I wouldn't have 50k followers. I wouldn't be covered by Forbes, by Tom's Guide. That wouldn't happen. So just the mere reality just deletes your whole point. I mean, I can't really say a lot more about that.
So, do you make up the leaks, or do you steal from others, or do you actually have your own leak? I know you mentioned a little bit of this at the beginning of the podcast, but do you have your own leaker, or are you making this up? Again, if I just made this up, I wouldn't have 50k followers, and I wouldn't be covered by Forbes and everything. And second, do you steal leaks? This is quite funny, because Jon says you copy. This is what's funny, because Jon says you copy my leaks, but at the same time says my leaks are all wrong. So if my leaks are all wrong, but I copy his leaks, then his leaks are wrong. I mean, it's what he's saying. It's not me. But there was something about Mark Gurman that you told me about just before we went ahead and record. That was interesting. That was the thing. Gurman said like a week ago that I'm pushed to October, like not to October. He said to later this year, like the end of this year. And 2 weeks ago, I said IMAX got pushed back to October. So, I mean, that itself demonstrates that your point is wrong again. Okay. That's valid as well. Being devil's advocate again, Jon, are you trying to push out competition? And I understand it's very competitive. You've been fighting for 7 years to get where you are today. But the thing is, I understand, especially with athletes and other things, is when you're at the top of your game, and right now, Jon, you are at the top of your game. Maybe, because there was one episode on LPT where you were attacking other Twitter leakers. Yeah. Quite a lot of them. And it caused a bit of a problem, and I understand that. But the thing is, while you're on top, it's great, but the thing is, are you trying to stop the other leakers from getting some of your followers? Are you being protective? I don't know. What do you think of that? I don't. In fact, I see Jon as a very
don't quote me on this because I'm in no way an expert, but a bit narcissistic. Because he made a video, even if, he made that video, and he said Jon Prosser, how Jon Prosser, I don't know how he told it, how Jon Prosser ruined the Apple leaks or something.
That was it.
You're making a video about yourself. Like, how Jon Prosser, that's completely narcissistic. Because
but to be fair, I think anyone who's on YouTube is narcissistic. No, because you're trying to get, obviously, attention to you. If you weren't narcissist, you would do that. Like I said, I'm being neutral in all this. But no, I understand what you're saying.
He presents himself as a god that makes everything perfect, and no, you're not a god. You are better than anybody else. You can't decide who's right and who's wrong just because you say so. Yeah. So no.
There's one thing though with Jon, and this is one thing that is a praise from my part, is with the leaks before, it was very, very boring in terms of other channels and stuff. When there was a leak, it was like just scripted. He added humour, and he caught me at a time where I was stoned, really, really stoned, and I saw his thumbnail, clicked it, and my first response was, "Who the fuck was this guy?" And then the more he was fucking around, and it's like humour. And the thing is, this is what changed him from everybody else, is that he made it fun. He made leaks fun. And this is what has never been done before. Leaks have been going for years and stuff like that. But he made it fun. And I actually laughed out loud quite a lot. And this is why I do support him and stuff like that. And this is good.
He is a good humorist. You can't deny that in no way. He is a good humorist. He makes good jokes. But that doesn't give him the right to decide who's right and who's wrong, and who should quit and who shouldn't.
But that's the thing. This is what we're going to go talk about next, which is AppleTrack. Because I did not know this, but he was name dropping this. I think on quite of his latest videos, like his accuracy and all that type of stuff. The thing is, I didn't.
And he had his accuracy from his track record on his Twitter description. And when I posted that, when I started teasing that Jon is faking his track record and all that, he suddenly changed his description, and now he isn't saying that he is 80% accurate.
Yeah, cause I checked it just going live. His accuracy is, according to AppleTrack, is 78.2%.
Yeah. I think he just said 80% because sometimes it's
rounding it up.
Yeah, it's 81, sometimes it's 79 and so forth.
Yeah, it's rounding up.
But I loved how he changed that. So he told you in the end he doesn't care about it, but he does. Because he's doing things.
Well, no, he's announcing it. This is the thing. He's announcing it on LPT. He's proud of it, which I totally get. But how does AppleTrack calculate the scores? I take it they just go through Twitter with all the leaks what have been submitted and just check if it's real or not, and then that's what I guess what AppleTrack does right now. Is that right, or is he a bit more with it?
Well, depends. AppleTrack isn't like a very 100% legit site.
Okay.
Like Sam and Jon. Sam is the guy that runs AppleTrack. Sam Kohl, I think. I think it's called Sam Kohl.
I saw that. Yeah, because he's on his podcast as well, isn't he?
Yeah, so if this is, I always say this when I started to see this, like, if you do something bad, and the judge that is going to decide if you're guilty or not is your friend, that it's not a fair, it's not going to be fair at all. And this is the same thing. The guy that is deciding who is accurate and who is not is friend of one guy that is trying to be accurate.
On the video right now, I've got AppleTrack up. I've got the leaderboard up, and it's showing. It's jumped up since an hour ago. Yeah. So number 6, Jon Prosser, 79.2 accurate, and you got other people. Love to Dream, Mark Gurman, The Information, CoinX, and Kang, which is 97.8%.
Kang is like, who the hell is that guy? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's legit. He's like 90%, 90 point something, 98% or something accurate. So.
Right, so you got OnLeaks on there as well. You got Jon Prosser, which is 6, and it got OnLeaks, and this is interesting because you sent me some links before to prepare.
Before we talked with OnLeaks, and we asked him for permission to post this. It is quite funny because he points out things that AppleTrack gave to Jon as correct when they weren't correct. So Sam is faking Jon's track record.
Sorry, who's faking? Sorry.
Sam, like
Sam. Oh yeah,
AppleTrack. Yeah, he's faking Jon Prosser's track record.
How's he faking? Because
well, I don't know if you can show the first image, the one that marks things.
Yeah, I've got it here where it's got the. This is the link that you sent me before, and this is from OnLeaks as well, and you can see there's quite a lot. Let me see it.
Of things that Sam marked as correct that they weren't. For example, you got on April 10th, Jon said Jon said no current internal builds actually feature home screen widgets for iOS 14.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. On
April 10th, and if you go to AppleTrack, you will see that on April 10th, you will see Apple working on home screen widgets marked as correct for Jon when it wasn't.
Right. When was this? Sorry, this is April. Did you say?
Yeah, April 10th.
Okay, so I've got on here April 10th, 2020 details.
You would say something like Apple working on home screen widgets.
Yeah. Okay.
And marked as correct when Jon said they weren't.
Okay.
So that should be marked as incorrect. Then we have on May 10th.
Okay. Yeah, I've got that as well.
Yeah. iPhone 20, the 2020 iPhone details. So, Jon said that the two sizes would be iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Max, and they ended up being iPhone 12 Mini and iPhone 12 Max.
Yeah.
So Jon called the iPhone 12 Mini iPhone 12, and it was wrong. But again, Sam says that Jon said was correct.
Okay.
Like the 5.4-inch iPhone, it was going to be called iPhone 12, and it says correct. So Sam says the 5.4-inch iPhone is called iPhone 12. That's fine.
Right. So
and then Jon.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then Jon. Yeah. What?
So basically, Sam vets everything what goes through. It's not like community based. It's kind of like if Sam. What you're trying to say is basically if Sam likes you and nudge, nudge, helping a friend out, he will
Sam
actually.
So he's faking his track record. Like, and you, if you're seeing the image on the video podcast, you will be seeing it. If not, you will have it posted on my Twitter account for each set.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pinned on top of my profile. So you will see it there. And then we can go to the second image, which is a lot of things that Jon got wrong that never made it to AppleTrack.
Okay. The first one is the Galaxy S20 Plus is the first image.
Yeah, but we have 57 things.
Wow.
Like 57 wrong leaks about Jon that were never counted.
Right.
And we have prototype renders of the Pixel 5. He said the iPhone SE was going to be called iPhone 9. He later said iPhone SE was going to be announced on March 31st. It wasn't. Then available on April the 3rd. It wasn't. He talked about some I don't know if you remember AirPods X that were going to be something like to go to something like Power Beats.
Mm-hmm.
And no. Then he said MacBook Pro and AirPods and AirTags are also aimed for WWDC 2020, and it's still wrong. We have the AirPods Max that were going to be priced for $350, and they are like $600. So again, no. We have a lot of things here. His AirPods, like his AirPower pictures that ended up being like a fake.
Right. So there's quite. I'm just looking. Yeah. Looking at OnLeaks on his post, he goes into a lot of detail, a hell of a lot of detail.
Yeah, we definitely gotta give him credit for this, because this really probably took him like a lot of work for this.
He looks it because he even says here, "Please stop using AppleTrack record as a reliable guarantee."
Yeah,
it's unreliable and misleading. Okay, that's pretty strong from OnLeaks.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy with 120K followers, so it's not like a random guy from the internet.
Yeah, this guy knows his stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I actually messaged him. I messaged quite a few of us, and he gave me a response, which I'll reveal towards the end of it. But yeah, there's a lot of detail there. You can find him on OnLeaks on Twitter. Or if you go to LeaksApplePro. I'm sure you're going to post it on there, so if you're listening, you can see it on there as well. But no, it's interesting that you say this. So, based on this data, and also you've run your data as well. If Jon Prosser's, let's go back. Let's see if I'm going to refresh it. If it's saying it's close to 80% accurate,
no, at all.
What with this information?
I've been doing some. I have it here in notes in my iPhone. I'm gonna check that because I made some math with this. So let me check because I have it here. So Jon has on AppleTrack, like AppleTrack data. They say Jon made 147 leaks, and 115 of those were right, and 32% of those were fake. So they say Jon's track record is about 80%, more or less. But if we take those things that Sam marked as correct, that they weren't, and we add those things that Sam didn't add at all, that were wrong, we end up with an actual track record of about 48, 49%. I'm going to leave it at 50. But it's around that.
That's quite a big claim then, if that's the case, because if you look...
Yeah, and in fact, didn't OnLeaks say that Jon's track record is around 50%?
Yeah, he messaged me something around that, which I'll reveal later on as well. But OnLeaks has said that with your calculations, it said it's around about 50%. So... basically, is AppleTrack biased? And this is an important question. If there's one person who's managing AppleTrack, show's doing a great job and stuff, the thing is, if he's a co-host and obviously the friends, could it be that he's just twisting, just obviously for both of them helping each other? Jon's promoting his website, which obviously no one would go to if it wasn't for Jon Prosser, to be fair. I know Sam's got his own YouTube channel as well. But the thing is, I don't know. Is it biased, in your opinion?
But this is the thing. Like, AppleTrack is kind of a court for leakers. And the judge is Jon's friend. So it's not like the very first thing I would say.
And the thing is that AppleTrack is all over the place. I think it was on Macworld. I did a bit of research. AppleTrack has been now featured on quite a lot of big news websites as well. So not only with Jon pushing it and getting more people to it, they're kind of helping each other out. In terms of what we're talking right now, I'm not accusing you guys from it, but
I guess this was all a matter of revenue. Like, Jon,
there's shitloads of advertising on there as well.
Yeah, no, but I'm not talking about that. Jon keeps posting about AppleTrack every now and then. I guess they made some kind of. I can't confirm this because I can't. I don't know, but I guess they made something like, okay, you give me a better track record, and I promote yours. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
But again, I can't.
Favor for a favor in a way, kind of.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. That is interesting. So this is your allegation now to Jon Prosser. And Sam, if you're listening to this, is obviously, is there any response? Yeah, is there any response to this? And no, based on this as well, I've worked with some pretty big websites, some like community-based websites as well. I'm being genuine now, Sam. If you're listening to this, if you need some free consultation, I've got over 20 years experience in this type of stuff. John, I speak to Jon Prosser through Twitter, so he's got my contact details. If you want to speak to me, I will speak to you in terms of how to make, if it is this where it's just you, to make it a lot fairer. And if you made it a community base where people can post the leaks before that happens, and then have it as the community decides if it's real or fake, this could solve a lot of the issues. Obviously, a lot of people will be a lot lower than what you're saying, like with John being close to 80%. It will be more realistic. But no, this is open, like olive branch. Get in touch. I'll see what I can do to help you. It won't cost you a penny, because obviously a site like AppleTrack is important. Because if there's nobody else tracking leakers,
I think it would be important.
It's really important.
Who is legit and who is not. But the moment you start faking, like some track records, that thing is over.
I mean, Kang is number one, 97.8. I'm getting an erection actually looking at this, at Kang.
Yeah,
it's like, that's insane.
Legit. But, like, that's the thing. Like, the moment you start faking things, faking track records, that's not going to work anymore. Because you're no longer a reference for a lot of people. Because whenever I see something like, oh, Jon Prosser has the 80% accurate, is 80% accurate, I'm going to say no, because I know you faked that. So I don't know what's the point of AppleTrack.
I don't know, but the other thing as well is, I know controversy causes more people to watch videos more. If you causing, it's like with this is a knee-jerk reaction from you that he called you out, said that you shit, zero what you say, and this is your response now. And this is going to get more advertisement for him and also a little bit for yourself. But if OnLeaks is getting pissed off with it, and a few other leakers, which I'll reveal later, are getting annoyed with this, do you think this could just be marketing, just to get more hype and drama, to get more eyes on John?
This is what all content creators want, like clicks, views. That's all they want.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
And I'm good with that. Like, we all good at it and pay our bills and whatever. So I'm totally fine. You looking for views, but the moment you lie about me to get those views, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I can understand that. And this is what the whole point of this podcast is: to you to come clean, answer the question. I think so far you've answered them truthfully. Obviously, if you're listening to this, obviously your judgment is your judgment. Don't shoot a messenger with this. But no, like I said before, Sam, get in contact. If there's anything I can do to help you, I've got my finger in many pies, and if there's anything I can do, I can help you with this, because I can see a site like this being important for the future, 100%. So this is going to be quite a hard question for yourself. If you're saying that Jon Prosser's also on leaks, you're saying Jon Prosser's accuracy is 50%, so 50% is quite a low number compared to Kang and the others. What's your percentage? Have you done the math with yours?
So there was this website. There's a Twitter account called Apple Leaks Accuracy or something.
Oh, really? So there's multiple websites basically out there.
Yeah, but they closed now because they realized that tracking leakers is harder than it looked like. So, but I was around, and they were completely good. I mean, whenever I made a mistake, they would point it out. Whenever I got a thing right, they would point it out. So my track record on that site was, it was always between 50 and 60%. So I'm going to leave it on 55.
Okay. Wow. What? 55?
Yeah.
Which, if this is true, if John's around about 50%, realistically, it puts you above John.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm better than him. But
I don't mean better. I mean in terms of leaks, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have, the reality is that we have similar track records. So if he's calling me fake, then he's fake. Because when we have similar track record, if whatever he calls me regarding leaks, he's also the same. Because we have the same track record, more or less.
Yeah.
So I would better watch out what you call me, John, because you're also calling that to yourself, and that's not good.
Yeah, I get it. I can see he's pissed you off with this whole thing, but I get it. And OnLeaks is obviously pissed off as well.
Yeah.
The other thing about AppleTrack, what I heard on the podcast is what Sam said is that Reddit bans AppleTrack's posts, but not yours.
Yeah,
Is
that was funny. Because, Sam, if you're listening to this, and I know you are, if Reddit is banning your posts and not mine, it is for a reason. Like, think about it. Give it a try. Just sleep, go to bed, and think about it. Why your posts get deleted and those that talk about mine, my thing, no, they don't get banned. Just think about it.
What do you think the reason is? Is it? Do you think it's the advertisement? Because it is a very ad-heavy website. I mean, a super.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the other thing, I love how he says. Oh, so because he said that on the Genius Bar thing. Whenever he saw a post about a leak I said on Twitter or whatever, he would say, "Oh, this guy isn't tracked by AppleTrack, so don't believe him." Mm-hmm. So what he's trying to do is basically he's trying to decide who's legit and who's not, because he's not even tracking my leaks. He's just saying, "Don't believe this guy because I don't have it in my website."
Yeah.
So he's deciding who is legit and who's not, and maybe that's the reason why his posts get deleted.
To be fair as well, Reddit is a pain in the ass. I've used it a lot for my marketing with the growth hacking and stuff, and it's hit or miss. And I've posted a lot with my videos with my own YouTube channel, which is still very early right now, so don't shoot me if you watch any of my videos. I'm still very early with this. But the thing is, I've posted on a lot of Reddit subreddits, and some of them are okay, and they get me a lot of views. Some of them just block instantly, just block. Mm-hmm. If the moderator doesn't like you, no, that's it. I mean, the moderator, if he's posting, might not like ginger people. I didn't realise this until I saw pictures of him, that Sam is a ginger, and that's a big thing. So it's like if the moderator hates gingers, it's that could be the point. So maybe dye your hair. I don't hate gingers. I don't. I'm just trying to make it light with this. But no. So the burning question is should AppleTrack be taken seriously?
That's not a question I have to ask. I have to answer. I mean, Sam is the one that has to answer that. If he wants his website to look good, yeah. If not, not. But at this moment, like nowadays, no. They just they started being a place to track leakers, and they ended up being a place that tries to decide who is legit and who is not, and that fakes track records for his friends to make them look better than what they actually are. So no, it shouldn't be taken like good at all. No.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing you can do to know which Twitter or whatever leaker is good or not, I mean, don't go to AppleTrack because that's a piece of garbage. Just go through their tweets and see what they posted and what ended up being, like, what they posted, when did they post that, and if that ended up being true or not. If you find a lot of things that were correct, then that leaker is probably legit. If you don't, then I suggest don't follow that guy anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I don't see why would anyone need AppleTrack at this moment.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting point what you put. But like I said, Sam, get in touch if there's anything I can suggest. Because I do understand as well that if you're managing all these rumours, it must take you a hell of a long time to actually manage it. And no, because I'm looking here, there's like Mark Gurman, he's got 402 rumours. I'm guessing here I'd have to copy and paste his rumours one by one, because it looks like a WordPress website. I could be wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
how do you submit your leaks? There's no way to submit your leaks to this site at all.
Oh no, there is no way. They just want to pretend to be gods.
Let me see.
That choose who's legit. No, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
It is WordPress. Yeah, I've just tried to log in to his admin.
Okay.
I'm not hacking you, promise you.
No, but I mean, it's WordPress. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's harder than if you just go to Wix or whatever, or to
Right. We're nearly at the end now. So I messaged a lot of top Twitter leakers about yourself, and also Jon Prosser. Kept it neutral. I messaged a lot. Some of them didn't come back. Some of them were pro Jon. Some of them hated you. Now it is what it is, because obviously there's a lot of shit being thrown right now. I spoke to OnLeaks, IceUniverse, Max Weinbach, Minchi Kuo, and Jon Prosser himself about what's going on. OnLeaks, obviously, he's with the evidence before he showed me. Obviously, he's pissed off with AppleTrack, and obviously on top of that as well. And OnLeaks quoted to me. He said, "Just like with AirTags, this is quotes. So don't shoot me. Just like the AirTags, it's a perfect example how Jon does his thing. He makes obvious guesses, shares them as exclusive, and source leaks. And if it turns out being wrong, he says it's because of pandemic, financial, or marketing decision changes, or other fake excuses." And that is pretty. Yeah, you can see his response is obviously he doesn't like what he's doing, because obviously if you look at his percentages with OnLeaks, they're very, very similar. With the leaderboard, so I get that from OnLeaks as well. So, and yeah, with the AirTags, yeah, Jon has got it wrong. He said it time after time, but being devil's advocate here, it does make sense if it's using was it low band or technology? It requires people on the street to detect the AirTags. If we're in pandemic, it's not going to work that well. So if they release a product and it doesn't work how it's advertised because everyone's indoor, it's not going to be effective. It's like I bought the Samsung version while I was in Dubai. I think it's called Smart Tags. They have two versions. They released the first version, which is just normal, which is Bluetooth, I'm guessing. And they're going to bring out a newer version later in the year, which is using the same technology, obviously, as Apple. And they're not releasing it until it's actually there's more people on the street. But no, I understand OnLeaks on there, but obviously things change in terms of marketing and stuff with Apple. The other thing what OnLeaks said is not happy with Jon and how he's calculated the scores. The same point what you said before. He said he vouches the results that Jon is around about 50% accurate, and I can't repeat word by word as he was pretty angry. And it will cause a little bit of drama, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the messenger who's going to get shot with all of this.
No, but we all get his point, and it is the same as I did. So
on there, IceUniverse said, and it was quite interesting. To be fair, from IceUniverse, he said, "I think people don't have to rank leakers. Leakage itself is not a good thing. This is an unhonourable profession. If the leaker makes a mistake, the leak can cause huge losses." And
that's right.
And
that's actually the point I was making. That if I were totally fake, I wouldn't have 50k followers. I wouldn't be covered anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, this made me think, and I did a bit of digging a bit more about fake leaks. And the thing is, in business, especially if you're in the stock market, if you're just making up shit and fake leaks just to get followers, it can damage the company. Because if a leak comes out by basically saying, don't buy an iPhone right now because next week or next month there's going to be a new version, people can stop buying iPhones because they know around the corner. And if it's fake, stocks go down and the stock exchange, and it can damage. It's like with what do you call Lou from Lou Later and Unbox Therapy. He got famous because he did the bend test, for example, for the iPhone 6, I think it was. And with that, I know it's not a leak, but the thing is, yeah, the phone bent, and it was a minor issue, but he highlighted it, and they lost billions in stocks.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they're not happy with this type of things. Obviously, if they're losing money, they're losing money. So this is the thing with like IceUniverse. What you said to me, I kind of get that, but then IceUniverse is releasing leaks. So this kind of shows that IceUniverse is passionate at what he's doing, and he doesn't want to leak fake information, which I think's pretty honourable in himself, to be fair. Minchi Kuo. This was quite interesting what he put. He said Jon is destroying the leaks industry and could get him in a lot of financial trouble in the future. Him drawing attention to leakers could ruin it for everybody in the industry. He needs to stop what he's doing before it's too late. And that's the thing. It's pretty harsh. But I need to come clean. I start with you. Go on. What were you going to say?
Oh. That's strange.
Well, it is strange because I made it up because it is a fake leak, and this is the example about what IceUniverse said.
Like his leaks.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Minji Kuo did not say any of that. I wrote that just to give you an idea. And the thing is that let's say if I posted this and someone shared it, Minji Kuo is going to be pissed off with me or the people that have been leaking it, and it could ruin a friendship. Let's say if he was friends with Jon and vice versa. And this is how dangerous leak can be. And this is.
But I mean, this is the thing. Just to make it clear. So, what you said about OnLeaks and about IceUniverse, that was legit. That's correct. You can question. You can go and ask them, and that's what they said. But this Minchico thing, that was fake, right?
Look, 100% fake. 100. I made it up just to illustrate the point of how dangerous leaks can be.
Just for you to see how this thing works. Even though Jon is constantly attacking me and all that, I always try to be nice to him. Like, when he announced that he was marrying Karina, I mean, I sent him at the end saying, like, hey, like, congratulations, like, really, just leave everything apart, and I'm really happy for you too. He answered me, like, thanks, man, or whatever. So I'm always trying to be fine to him, even though he constantly attacks me. So
but this is the thing, it could be just for the promotion. And the other thing as well is, obviously, if more people are focusing on you or other leakers, he's not getting a slice of the pie. And the thing is, he's been fighting hard for this for 7 years, and all of a sudden now he's getting it. So he's probably being defensive. And I did see a post. I did see Karina comment on one of your posts today as well. And I understand this is not a dig at you, Karina. You're trying to protect your king. No, it's your future and stuff. You need to pay bills. But no, it's but it's drama, and this is the thing. It's
I mean, and I tried to answer her like the better I could. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you anything because I don't know you, and you never told me anything bad. And I told her, like, congratulations with your wedding, and
that's the thing. It's like he's including her a lot in the FBT episodes, and it's great. I think it shows that he's happy, he's settled. And before he announced, obviously, his engagement, I thought Jon Prosser was gay. And I'm joking, Jon.
Karina did that to. She was seeking for an answer to, like, for a polemic answer from me.
Yeah. What did she say? She said about psyche. No, she said basically you need to see a shrink.
She told me just go to mental care or something.
And you said you were Spanish, and then I found the Spanish link version so you could send it over.
I didn't say that because I didn't understand English. I said that because I can't. I'm in Spanish. I can't call the United States Mental Service help call center and tell them, oh, this girl is bullying me on Twitter. I need help.
I think she's just, like I said, defending her king and stuff. And the thing is,
she wanted a polemic answer, but I'm not going to give her that because I'm not a polemic guy. This guy making his thing, and I think Jon is mad.
Of course,
because he took. I mean, he's saying how he needed 7 years for doing what he's doing, and I'm getting the same attention as him in 6 months. So I think he's angry.
Of course, yeah.
And but anyways, I mean, they look for polemic, and And I'm not a polemic guy. I mean, I'm making this because you lied about me,
But
that's it. Like,
he does say
you
that.
told me.
Sorry, go on.
I mean, like your wife or your future wife. I don't know if you're married yet or not. But John's future wife, he said I need to go to mental doctor. Like
Do you though?
No, I don't.
I know with COVID and the lockdowns, it's like it's screwed with everyone's heads. But I mean,
but I never left home in the first place. Like without COVID, so
yeah.
I'm doing the same thing.
But I'm looking at her profile now. It says that she's 25% comedian, so obviously she could be joking as well at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I think they are the ones looking for polemic things, and
yeah,
but
that's the thing. It works, though. That's the thing. It's drama,
yeah, I mean,
and drama in this works. And I'm not knocking you for this, Karina, at all. And the same with you, John. It's perfect, and everyone loves drama, including myself.
Yeah, that's views, that's clicks, that's ad revenue, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Is she actually a comedian, like a stand-up comedian? Because it's weird, because I used to run stand-up comedy shows for like nearly 5 years. I've worked with some really big American comedians as well, like Gene Gaffigan and all that type of stuff. And
I'll DM her later to ask.
It's interesting. It's interesting that she is. But no, she is good. I mean
if she wants to share, like, but
yeah, she's protecting a king. I think that's mostly what it is. Which anyone would, to be fair. It's like if you're married or if you've got a boyfriend or whatever, you would defend you in the same way. If it's all public.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Going back to the messages as well from the other top leakers. Like I said, Minchiquo fake link. That was me joking, just to illustrate. I need to say that plenty of times. I don't need to piss this guy off. Max Weinbach. I messaged him. He said nothing. Totally nothing. So
he reads DMs. Like
he read the message. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the thing people don't know. Big accounts. We read every single DM people send us, like every single one.
Yeah.
We reply to 5% of them, but we read every single one of them. So, if that happened to me, if you're using someone DMs to make like a shopping list or whatever, like that famous guy knows what you're shopping.
Yeah.
And that happened to me a couple times. People, I started receiving random DMs like bananas, milk, bread.
Okay, really? Okay.
What?
That's crazy. And the final person is Jon Prosser himself. I have been messaging him backwards and forwards about it, and it was crystal clear. Look, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm being neutral. I'm a fan. I've just proved it. All that type of stuff, and kept him in the loop with what we're going to do and stuff. I said, look, don't worry. No, we're going to cover everything what you've done. The thing is, you don't no need to worry. If you're accusing somebody, obviously this is your response. But
I think you even asked him if he wanted to ask me something or say something.
He didn't want to ask you anything. To be fair, he said he didn't want to message you. He didn't want to say anything for you. But he was more like, "But good job of using my name to promote your podcast." And he did actually say, "Best of luck" or "Good luck, guys." And I think he's been sincere with it. But the thing is, the final thing what I did say to him was obviously, what do you think of you as in Lap? And he did say, I'm looking to hear the answers from Lap, i.e. yourself. That's for sure. So hopefully a lot of the questions...
He's going to listen to this podcast a couple times.
Yeah. If there's and that's the thing, John, after listening to this, if you are listening to this, send me a DM for any other questions, and I'll send them again for the next podcast.
Let me say something. If Jon wants to join one of our podcasts and kind of make it like a double interview or something, he's totally invited.
It will be a bloodbath. I could tell you that right now. It's going to be like a UFC fight where you just both like.
No, we can make like we can make like a Logan Paul.
I'll have to have a mute button for each of you, but I mean, if the offer's there, it'd be good to have you on there.
He's completely invited, and I think I'm kind of sure he will because I think he likes these things.
So is it bad blood with you? Are you pissed off him? Are you angry? Are you just what are your thoughts on Jon? Obviously, it hurt. I can understand that with OnLeaks and all that type of stuff as well. Because even with OnLeaks, the history of you and OnLeaks, you said that he blocked you or something like that. I don't know if that's right or not.
I had a bit of a discussion with OnLeaks, but I mean, I get him. I mean, and he's tired of this. He's tired of some random guy just posting things and getting covered, and I get that. I mean, I think he's right.
That's the thing. It's like he's got all these followers, and this is the thing. And when you're growing as a influencer, if we're going to use that word, obviously you want to keep your audience, and this is a thing. And Jon has disrupted the industry. Now all of a sudden he's made leaks fun and enjoyable, and I do watch every single one of his shows, and this is why I watch his shows than listening to, or watching other podcasts or even YouTube videos, because he makes it fun, and it's like his humour's great. And
he's a good comedian. That's the reality, but.
And the thing is,
comedian.
But you can see OnLeaks, mate, from the post that you sent me, he's pretty pissed off with the whole thing.
Yeah,
he's documenting everything.
He's tired about it.
To be fair, I think it's more not at Jon; it's more for AppleTrack.
I think. Yeah.
So.
But anyways, I think Jon is a good guy, a bit narcissistic sometimes, but. I think he's a good guy.
Who isn't? We're near the very end now, and the thing is, we got the juicy leaks, which is the final leaks. What are you going to talk about?
We have some iPhone 13 thing. It's not going to be called iPhone 13. It's iPhone 12s, but iPhone 13 sounds better, so I'll say iPhone 13. So iPhone 13. A couple weeks ago, I said that Forbes wasn't doing exactly well, and that it could be postponed to 2022.
Okay.
And I think that is not a thing anymore. I think they solved the issues they had. The basic issue they had is when transferring, in the prototype they had, when transferring big amounts of data through the connector they were using as a test, that part of the phone would get really, really hot, like a lot. So they were thinking about, okay, let's just not include this in these phones, because they're gonna start making them around July, August maybe. So they have to decide in this couple of weeks what do they add and what they don't. So at first they said, okay, let's just leave this and let's just work on this for 2022. But they seem to have fixed that. So I'm 90% sure we will see a portless iPhone.
A portless?
The iPhone, portless iPhone. The iPhone 12s Pro and 12s Pro Max, or however they call it.
It's going to be so this is using the MagSafe type of charger only, yeah?
Not really. If you realize they went from like a rounded edge thing to a square edged iPhone. From iPhone 11 and 10s and 10 and all those, they had like rounded edges.
Yeah. And
this one, the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro and whatever they have, was squared edges. That's for a reason. They want to include Smart Connector on one side.
Oh, really?
Because MagSafe can't transfer data. It's just a power thing. Yeah. So they want to use. Maybe they won't call it Smart Connector. Maybe they will keep it to MagSafe, but it's going to be like in Smart Connector technology. That's why they made the edges squared.
The new design is great. I absolutely love it. To be fair, it's like going back to the iPhone 5 again, almost. That style of design. So, anything else for the 13 or 12s? Because there's
you will have one. You will have 1 terabyte storage, up to 1 terabyte storage for iPhone for Pro. The next year's Pro lineup will be much more differentiated than now, because now the only difference you get actually is one more camera and a bit more of storage. That's all you're getting. And the materials, but that's it.
Right.
Next year, you're gonna get a whole new experience, like portless. You're gonna get 1 terabyte storage. You're gonna get. I've seen some things about LiDAR going to just regular iPhones, but I don't think that's the thing.
Well, to be fair, the LiDAR is because obviously it's on the new iPads as well, and what I've heard, I'm not a leaker, is to do with the AR glasses requires the LiDAR sensor, so they're getting data.
I mean, all that information they're getting from the LiDAR sensor is going to the development of the Apple VR headset and the glasses and whatever.
Yeah,
so
because every time you take a picture, it uses a LiDAR. I use my wife's iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it's amazing.
And they take all that data and work with it to know, like, to improve the actual LiDAR thing, because they're not working only on the glasses. They're going to use LiDAR for the Apple Car.
Yeah.
They're going to use LiDAR for so many things. That's why they're including LiDAR on everything. Like the iPad Pro that released with a LiDAR sensor, that made no sense at all.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why would you need LiDAR on an iPad?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to ask something. I have an iPad here. Who uses an iPad camera?
Yeah, I've got the Pro, and I've never taken a picture with it, to be fair.
Yeah. So a LiDAR makes no sense. Like, it's more cost of production for something that 90% of people is not going to use. But they need that. It's not like an added cost. It's an investment.
Yeah.
To make LiDAR better. So that's the thing.
Interesting. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I know you kept these leaks close to your chest. You're not told anyone. This is the first time it's been released now. So obviously, straight after this, you're going to be posting it on LeaksApplePro on Twitter.
That's correct.
And the aim of this podcast is that we're going to hopefully do it weekly or every 2 weeks. Is before you leak them, we're going to talk to them about on this podcast about what's happening with leakers, what's happening in the industry, and hopefully it grows. I mean, this is just an experiment. It's I
mean, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Who knows?
Yeah, let's see. It's been interesting because it's been.
And this is not like a super edited podcast with like a fancy intro and background music and whatever. This is like a talk.
This is raw. This is raw. Next time, as I get more comfortable, I might be a little stoned. You never know. If that happens, it will get fucked up the conversation. I might take an edible at the beginning and then wait for it to kick in. And that'll be fun. I've done that once or twice on radio in the past.
So this is basically it. So just follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast and all that. And John, if you're listening to this, which you are, if you want to join us one day to discuss about all these things, just DM me or DM Valentine and just
I think that'll be insane. That'll be insane. I won't even speak. I'll just be streaming it, as in like recording it and just letting you guys let rip with each other. I think it'd be good. But with the obviously with AppleSauce, this is the account is AppleSauce Leaks on Twitter. No website or anything.
Follow that account too. Yeah,
that's the main one. And then obviously LeaksApplePro is LeaksApplePro.
Follow this guy because this guy BitValentine. I think it's BitValentine.com on Twitter.
That's my social experiment, but it's BitValentine.com on Twitter. And I mostly post family stuff from John, from stuff. It's mostly tech. I buy a lot of tech, and it's been interesting. I've actually enjoyed it, and it's been relaxed. I expected this kind of interview was going to be like, "Fuck John, fuck him, no, fuck him," and it's been.
I don't like that. I mean, I'm just here telling what it is. Yeah. I'm not gonna insult someone for free. So that's it.
No, I think you handled the questions really well, to be fair. So if you have any more questions, John, DM me. We'll include it in the next podcast and vice versa for yourself. But no, the podcast is nearly 1 hour 30 minutes. It's been fun, and hopefully see you on the next podcast.
Okay, see ya.
See you later. Bye bye.